When I first heard about this movie and I saw clips from it and I saw stuff about it, I was like, this is never going to work. This is, you said this about another movie and I can't remember what movie it was. I was like, this is a movie that should not have worked that did. Even with Trey Parker and Matt Stone attached to it, it still should not have worked. Because who's going to make an entire movie out of miniatures and marionette puppets and practical special effects? It just does not happen. Practical special effects and miniatures in itself, take away the marionette puppets, does not happen anymore.
Mm-hmm. And this was a true test of their abilities, because there is no CGI
No,
in this at all.
none at all.
Everything was miniatures and practical effects and actual explosions.
Yes. And it was just friggin' awesome.
Uh-huh.
It really was.
And to watch the behind the scenes on some of this, on like the actual filming of them, like showing them working on this. How long did this movie take them to make? Something like
A long time.
2.5, 3 years they worked on this.
They worked on this for a very, very long time.
And they were doing this and full.
Yeah, they were
Seasons
doing
of
this
South
and
Park.
this in South Park. As with every other movie that they've done this and full seasons of South Park.
But this one was just taxing. I mean, everything is so precise.
And if you think about that, of how long they have been working on it, they basically had been working on it the entire time after 9/11.
Yeah.
If you think about that. I mean, we're never going to get back into that, but they started this at a time where America was just hurting
Mm-hmm.
and they needed some kind of reliefs.
Yeah.
But just I'm not going to say the precision of the marionette work, because it's pretty awful at times, but it's not any fault of the puppeteers or of the filmmakers themselves. It was done on purpose.
Yeah.
The amount of puppeteers that they had, and I'm sure that they got like the best in the field, the best marionette operators in the field to do it. But it's just, it's so bad that it's awesome.
And I think a big part of that is because they were making marionettes do things that marionettes don't do.
Yeah.
Marionettes don't get into karate fights. That's not something you see
No.
in a marionette show.
And
so they're just like, yeah. Marionettes,
Don't.
we're going to get there.
Have full-scale battles,
Yeah.
gunfights.
Control vehicles.
Yeah.
Drive.
Well, a lot of that was remote controls and run on tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
But you get the point that we're making is they're making marionette puppets do things that marionette puppets do not do.
Marionette puppets don't do anything except scare hell out of me.
Yeah, I'm surprised you watched this movie. I'm
I
surprised when I told you that it was all puppets.
it was tough for me when it was a little bit tough when we went to the theater, but once I saw how it was done, these marionettes weren't scary to me. The ones that look like clowns and dolls and the classic version of marionettes, even though these are actually incredibly realistic, so you would think that they would even scare me more because it was such a comedy. I'm like, I can't be scared of this. Now, if I saw one that looked this realistic in real life, oh yeah, just I'd be done.
So you wouldn't want a Team America puppet?
Fuck no. No marionettes in this house.
What if it didn't have strings?
That might be okay.
So you're afraid of strings then?
I don't want to get into complications about the complicated nature of my fear of marionettes because we don't have time to go there.
Because then you'd have to get into my complicated fear of mirrors and elevators.
Yes. And dolls and clowns.
And clowns don't bother me.
Clowns
But dolls scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
No, dolls scare the fuck out of me.
I know they do.
That last scene in Women in Black.
Oh.
Oh, I still have not watched the movie Mirrors yet. And I really want to see that movie. I really want to watch it. And how did we get off of Team America all of a sudden? Wow.
I don't know, but let's try to get back on track.
Yeah, because
halfway.
So yes, the actual, I was really impressed with the actual physical making of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. It was the time that it took to do that, the amount of detail that there was, just the sheer amount of puppets that they had. They never used the same puppet twice. They never changed out faces or whatever in it, and even the actor puppets were so lifelike and realistic.
Oh yeah, they
looked like Alec Baldwin and Gennaro Garofalo and Helen Hunt and Matt Damon and Sam Jackson, everybody, Tim Robbins, Martin Sheen. So top notch to the puppet designers. So awesome.
Absolutely.
Another thing is the music.
Oh gosh, the music.
The music was another set of patriotism, all in your face.
This, by far, is probably one of my favorite movie soundtracks ever. Better than the South Park soundtrack, I think. Just me personally. But the songs are shorter, and it's... in some ways, a lot of the songs are just completely irrelevant to the actual movie. Like the Pearl Harbor Sucks song has no meaning. It doesn't really fit in with like anything, but it's there and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know? But then you have songs like America Fuck Yeah and The Price of Freedom and stuff like that, which, works.
And I mean, a lot of what they were doing with the Pearl Harbor Sucks song is, I mean, if you really think about it, this is a Michael Bay movie, just not by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's got this. It follows the same format of. Actually, it follows a lot of the same format of Top Gun.
Yeah. This came out around the same time as Pearl Harbor too, didn't it?
I think Pearl Harbor came out in 2001, so yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah.
Did Pearl Harbor come out in 2001?
Something like that, yeah. But I mean, when I was watching it, I was trying to think to myself, it's like, what movie is this? And it really follows kind of the top timeline of Top Gun. It's really, really similar.
Yeah.
They got the training stuff beforehand, the big battle at the end, the
mini battle in the middle where the guy loses it and he leaves and then he comes back to save the day. Yeah.
And then there's the, I don't know if you want to hit this yet, but
might as well.
Then there's the gratuitous love scene. Go for it. I know you have something to say about it.
This is marionettes fucking. And I'm going to say that again. Marionettes. Naked. Fucking. In every position that you can think of. Well, okay, in all the main positions that you can think of, we're not delving into Kama Sutra stuff or anything here, although a few of them
We're close.
We're close. But, and this is not just a quick thing. This is like probably a 4 or 5 minute scene.
It was an entire song.
Yeah. And they wrote an entire song For this
one scene.
Do you suppose that they were sitting around one day and said, you know what would be really funny? If somebody did a marionette sex scene and they wrote this entire movie around that?
God, I hope not.
I hope so.
No. I'd rather think of a wholesome, pure America, patriotism, not let's throw 3 minutes of marionette puppets doing each other in every possible position, including pissing and shitting on each other, and build a movie around that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I may have ruined that for you, because I really, I'm not sorry.
Sorry. I mean, you could take that scene out and the movie would be the exact same.
It really would not change
the movie at all.
At all. Because that...
I'm sorry, and Gary's line that Lisa says to him, I will make love to you right now if you promise never to die. I promise. I'll never die.